Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at a paired samples t-test in SPSS. So what I've done here, I've used the exact same example that I used in the last conceptual hand calculation video from page 303 to 304. The data is on page 304, and we have this set up where we are interested in the effect of the presence of an instructor on the time that students spend reading. So here we have a set of 8 students. So remember, 8 rows down, 8 students. We have scores for them, how long they spent reading when the instructor was present, how long they spent reading when the instructor was absent, and we want to know if these two groups of data from the same group are different, right? So in other words, do students study more when there is an instructor present? Our null hypothesis, if we wanted to make it non-directional, would be that there is no difference in reading time based on presence of an instructor. So to do this, of course, we have our data in here. We could check some of our statistical assumptions. I'm going to skip right through that, but remember, we want to check for outliers. We want to visualize our data. We want to see if these conform to normality or not. Hopefully you all remember how to do that. If not, I would revisit, I believe it was week 2, how to get those graphs, how to interpret those graphs, and all of that good kind of stuff. So we are going to assume that these data fit all of our assumptions, and we are going to run a paired samples t-test. We're going to go to Analyze, Compare Means, Paired Samples t-test. Now, zooming in on this, we have 2 variables here. We have reading time when instructor is present, reading time when they are absent. We're going to enter these in as a pair. So I click on present, move that over, click on absent, move that over, and you can see our first pair, we're comparing present versus absent. You don't need to change anything else from there. All you need to do is hit OK, and we get these results. So the first thing, the first output this is going to give us, we get our mean of each group, 260, 245, our N, 8 of each, and then our standard deviation of each group. We get the standard error of the mean of each group, and then we get some paired samples correlations. We don't really need that information right now, so we're just going to ignore this table. Now this is a great opportunity to check our work that we did earlier, so I'm just going to pull that up real quick and we'll figure out what this is recording later. But here we have pair 1, present minus absent. What it is giving us here is the mean of different scores, 15. So remember, mean of different scores was in fact 15 if you have that Excel sheet open. We have the standard deviation of our different scores, 15.11858. We rounded that, so our SD was 15.1186. We rounded to 4 decimal places. Our standard error of the mean differences, 5.3452. 5.3452 SMD, standard error of the mean differences, 5.3452, so that's what we're getting there. We have a 95% confidence interval. We'll skip that for right now. And then we have our t statistic, 2.806. If you can remember that last lecture we did, our t-value was in fact 2.81 because we rounded that off. We know our degrees of freedom in a paired samples t-test is going to be the number of different scores minus 1, so 8 minus 1 is 7. That matches what we got before. And then of course SPSS calculates the exact p-value for us, which is 0.026. So that is in line with our decision to reject that null hypothesis. So again, less than 0.05 we will reject. We conclude that these two groups are different. In fact, when an instructor is present, students read more than they did when the instructor was absent. That, in a nutshell, is a paired samples t-test in SPSS.